शम्भुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं शशिधरं वन्दे पशूनां पतिं वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवह्निनयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करं. Friends, yoga is built on the moral principles. The entire edifice, the entire mansion, the entire palace, the entire practice of yoga is on the firm foundation of moral uprightness. Yoga is built on ethical excellence. It is on the principles of righteousness. Without dharma, there is no yoga. Dharma is righteousness. Dharma is discipline. Dharma is ethical excellence. Dharma is moral uprightness. Yoga is not a license to deviate from the path of morality. Yoga is not a license to make a man harsh, cruel, unkind, unethical. Yoga is always righteousness and dharmic. And therefore, Patanjali has the first few steps giving 10 commandments both in Yama and Niyama. Without the first 2 steps, without that foundation, without those 10 commandments of morality and ethics, there is absolutely no progress in yoga. Very many people are of the view that marriage is a license to lust. Bhishma in Shanti Parva, in Anusasana Parva makes it known to everybody, marriage is not a license to lust. It is a sacred trust reposed in the conquerors of lust that they should provide boys and girls of sterling character to serve the society. Similarly, yoga is not to deviate from the path of righteousness, nor is it a license to be immoral, nor is it a license to be adharmic. One has to be dharmic right through. Then there will be a few questions. All are yogis dharmic? Is everybody perfect in morality? Are they all ethical? There can never be a yogi, and every yogi's actions are certainly moral, ethically excellent and dharmic. If the actions are not dharmic, he is not qualified to be a yogi. And we have the standard character, Sri Ram, a yogi in the Ramayana. He is deified, he is made divine, he is God. On account of his excellent yogic principles, he stuck to them. And no less a person than Maricha, a Rakshasa, declares Rama is Vigrahavan Dharmaha. He is the very embodiment of Dharma. He is the very personification of Dharma. He embodies in him all the moral principles, ethical principles, and the righteousness. Then the people normally question that Rama has committed 3 great blunders, sir. Is he moral? Is he ethical? When he has sent his pregnant woman to the forest. No girl will be happy here. No follower of Rama also will be happy. Nobody so far has been convinced. Is he dharmic? Is he righteous? Is he really kind? Is he morally upright? Now people say. But we have to understand each character very carefully. We have to study the life. I shall try to take one today. Sita Parityaga. The pregnant woman, Sita, being sent to the forest. Is it a righteous act? Is it a moral act? Is it dharma on the part of Rama to drive her out? The entire Ram Sangram was over. Rama returned to Ayodhya along with Sita. There was the wonderful coronation after 14 years of his absence in Ayodhya. And Sri Ramachandra Prabhu has heavy duties. 14 years he was away from the office. And the files are pending. Bharata, his deputy, his representative, did not take certain policy decisions. He was running only the usual government as a person in charge of the government. Policy decisions he did not take. Until the popular government is formed, the government in charge will not take any decisions. So Bharata did not take any decisions. All the files were pending for 14 years for Rama's signature. And Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is busy working 10 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours in the office. In the palace, there are 7 women, 3 widows. Kausalya is a widow, Sumitra is a widow, Kaikeyi is a widow. These 3 widows are the mothers-in-law of Sita Devi. Sita has 3 co-sisters, Lakshmana's wife, Bharata's wife, Shatrughna's wife. They are Urmila, Shrutakirti, Mandavi. These 3 young girls and those 3 elderly ladies, total 6. And Sita is a newcomer. After 14 years of absence in Ayodhya, she has come back to Ayodhya. She has been in US, she has been in Europe, she has been in the entire world touring, she has gone to the international conference. After every visit, she has returned. Now, curiosity of the 6 women. Where did you go, Sita? We went to the forest. And how many years were you there? 13 years. Where were you in the last year? I was in Lanka. How is Lanka? How is Singapore? How is San Francisco? How is New York? How is Bannerghatta? How is Jigni? How is Prashant Kutir? How about the boys there? How about the girls there? Are they all handsome? Are they all beautiful? Are they all wonderful? These are all the questions. When a person goes out and comes back, question after question will be heaped on the person who has gone out. Every day, in the afternoon, these 7 women sit together in the hall. These 3 elderly ladies and these 3 young co-sisters, they will be troubling, asking question after question. They are all raised towards Sita Devi. She has to describe her entire 14-year life. One afternoon, Sita was in the middle, 3 elderly ladies, 3 young co-sisters, they were asking. And Kausalya asked a question. My dear Sita, yes. You are in Lanka, yes. You are in Ashokavana, yes. It is supposed to be a very beautiful garden, yes. But now and then to that Ashokavana, Ravana was coming, yes. How does he look like? People say he has 10 heads. When he has 10 heads, how could there be balance? If it is 9 heads, central head, for this side, total 9. If it is 10 heads, how could there be balance? 4.5, 4.5, how could there be balance? While entering Pushpaka Vimana, the entrance is small. How was he able to take all the 10 heads into it? People say he has 20 hands. How could he move all the 20 hands? One is not causing friction to the other. I am unable to understand Sita. You have seen him. You have talked to him. Many times he came to Ashokavana. Can you tell me how Ravana looks like? This was the curious question raised by Kausalya. She is the mother-in-law. An obedient daughter-in-law should give the reply. She cannot say no. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The ladies were sitting and chatting and the questions were being raised. Sita was answering. At 4 o'clock, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu from his office busy schedule, he came to have a cup of tea. When he was coming, he saw the scene. Kausalya questioning, Sita trying to answer. When Sita was unable to answer, then Kausalya said, Sita, if you don't want to describe that man, why don't you draw his picture? Sita was very good at painting. Therefore, a canvas sheet was brought, colors were brought, and she started drawing the picture of Ravana, the bloodshot eyes, dirty face, 4,000 years old rascal. And that fellow's picture she was drawing, the very embodiment of lust, the great rapist. And that fellow's picture she was drawing, closing her eyes. She did not want to see. She was closing her eyes, and the curious question of the mother-in-law is to be answered. Therefore, she was drawing with the pencil or pen or the brush. Rama came. He listened to the question of Kausalya. He listened to the replies of Sita Devi. He was able to look at the entire atmosphere, Sita, with disgust, with hatred, trying to draw the picture of Ravan closing her eyes. Sita was pregnant. Rama thought, this pregnant girl is being pestered with unholy questions. If she is to think of Ravana when the child is there in the womb, the samskaras will not be proper. There is a particular pumsavana samskara, during which period the pregnant woman is expected to spend her time in pure atmosphere, holy atmosphere, pavitra vatavarana, and she must be pure, dedicated to the Almighty. Her thinkings must be, her thoughts must be proper. But on the other hand, the pregnant woman is made to think constantly of the unpleasant things, unholy things. Then Rama then and there decided, this girl should not be kept in the palace. If she is allowed to stay in the palace, these women will not allow her to sit quiet. They go on asking all dirty questions, and her mind will be diverted to negative thoughts, and the children will have the bad impressions, bad samskaras in the womb. Therefore, she must be taken away. That very day, he called Lakshmana and asked Sita to be taken to the forest. He could have told her. If he told her, she would continue to have such thoughts, and there also people will be asking. Here, if she is sent without any information, all her thoughts will be concentrated on Rama Mahapativrata. Therefore, the children will be wonderful. Pious thoughts will be there. Pure atmosphere in the Valmiki ashram will be available, and therefore Rama took that bold step of sending Sita to the forest to be placed in Valmiki ashrama for the Pumsavana samskaras to be registered on the growing children in the womb. No yogi is adharmic. If you take Prahlada's mother, Hiranyakasipu went to the forest, Narada came, and he took Hiranyakasipu's wife and Prahlad, the mother of Prahlad, to his ashram. The Pumsavana Samskara was performed in the holy atmosphere of Narada Maharshi, and the offspring is Prahlad. It's a wonderful story in the Bhagavad Purana. Hiranyakashipu went to do his tapasya, and there he sat, tried to meditate, but he felt certain bad omens, returned to his palace. His wife asked, "My dear husband, you went to do tapasya, why is it you have returned?" Hiranyakashipu says, "Somehow I had a bad omen there. I shall go on a better auspicious occasion." "What was that bad omen?" wife asked in the bedroom at 10 o'clock in the night. Husband said, "I went to the top of a mountain. I sat under the greenwood shadows, trees shade. There was a bird sitting above. That bird was a bad omen." What was she telling? What was that bird saying? A dirty word the bird was pronouncing. What is that dirty word? Hiranyakashipu did not want to say. Wife was pestering, what was that word? And Hiranyakashipu said, "Narayan, Narayan." "Say it once again," wife said. He said Narayan. To please his wife, he said Narayan, though it was his enemy. Second time he said. Third time he said. She asked him to say it again and again to please his wife in the bedroom. Hiranyakashipu was telling Narayan, 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 and they slept together. She conceived, the baby was Prahlad. An atmosphere is to be built for conception. A holy atmosphere is to be available for the Pumsavana Samskara, so that the pregnant woman will have good children. The thesis, so much of research has been taken, both here and abroad. The impressions during the pregnancy are very important. At the time of conception, it's very important. And when the child is growing in the womb, they are still more important. They both are not to be neglected. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, a Dharmamurti, a man of moral excellence, ethical, supreme atmosphere he has been able to build, and therefore he has taken the bold decision to send Sita Devi to the forest for a good purpose. No action of Ram, no action of Sri Krishna can be questioned. We must be in a position to understand why they have done it. Yogis are never immoral. Yogis are never unethical. Yogis are never corrupt. Yogis are never lustful. Yogis are never unrighteous. Yogis are never adharmic. Patanjali takes special care to highlight the 10 commandments and in Yama and Niyama. May we try to meditate on the holy characters like Sri Ram and Sri Krishna. Let us practice yoga, build yoga on the firm foundation of Yama and Niyama, moral principles and ethical sublimity. May we now meditate on that wonderful Patanjali. Let us try to become good yogis.